All right, it's official, guys. Economists agree recession odds are rising. All things considered, the stock market plunge, the Trump tariffs, the raising rates in Japan, the stock slide from the tech AI, all contributing to the fear of recession. Wall Street experts cite policy uncertainty as a major risk to growth. Betting markets have priced in higher odds of a 2025 recession. We'll talk about more of that later. After years of navigating inflation, high interest rates, and economic uncertainty, the odds of the U.S. economy entering recession are rising. No doubt about that. Like we said, many of President Trump's policies, including sweeping tariffs, vast spending cuts, and mass firings of federal employees, are at the heart of the uncertainty stroking recession fears. Those moves by the administration are being viewed by markets and economists as headwinds to growth in the coming year. That means it's not good. So here's the data. Based on data from Polymarket, the chance of a U.S. recession in 2025 surged to 32%, up from 23% in late February. That's a big jump. On a recent note, recession odds are rising across the board for U.S., U.K., and Europe. Everybody's going down. So what's the main culprit here? Uncertainty is always the culprit, right? Uncertainty about what? The culprit, Wall Street experts say, is the unpredictability around the administration's policy moves. The biggest downside risk is that policy uncertainty could create a sudden stop in the economy where consumers stop buying cars, stop going to restaurants, and stop going on vacation, and companies stop hiring and stop doing CapEx. The pressure on the consumer is already building, with consumer sentiment plunging in February to its lowest level since November 2023. A survey by the Conference Board found the percentage of respondents planning a vacation within the next 6 months dropped from over 45% last year to just above 35% now. Other market measures of a potential recession hitting the U.S., including small caps, which after 16% decline in the Russell 2000 imply a 45% chance of a recession. Okay, I won't read this whole thing to you, but GDP is down. S&P is down 6% in 2 weeks. I'll leave a link in the description below. But what we really want to talk about is what we can do about it, right? What are we going to do to prepare? I'll give you 4 tips to prepare for this recession. And remember, this is not financial advice because I don't know a thing. Neither does anybody else on the internet. So do your own due diligence. But thing number 1, have some savings. Ideally, right, we want 3 to 6 months of savings in case something happens to your job or something happens, whatever. Not a lot of people have that. So that might be something to strive for, right? Tip number 2, steady investing. Don't panic sell, right? As prices go down, we want a dollar cost average. As they're going down, keep putting the money in. If you have a long-term horizon, right? If you're within 5 or 10 years, then obviously not. But the key is don't panic sell, right? All that is tip number 2. Tip number 3, diversify, right? Don't just have tech stocks or that kind of thing. Have some cash, have some bonds, have some of this, have some of that, right? Diversify, right? And if you're feeling really kind of scary, tip number 4 is hold some cash. Cash always makes people feel better. That's kind of like the savings thing up front, but hold cash in your brokerage account. I typically hold about 10% cash in case major thing happens. I don't time the market or anything like that. Like I said, dollar cost average. But that's a real quick one. Those are the 4 top things. Those are the 4 tips. The 4 tips that I would give. The 4 tips to prepare for the recession. Now leave me a comment below. What are you guys doing to prepare? And let me know. Let's start a good conversation here. Let's start a conversation and help each other out and see what other ideas that we have. Okay, so there's my 4. Give me one below. Comment on this video, like, subscribe, share this video with someone who you think can use these tips. And as always, I wish you much success in your finances in life. And make sure you check out one of these videos here next, because that's what YouTube wants you to do. And I'll see you there. Peace.